Hello and welcome everybody to the Unfiltered Truth. I am your host, Phil Robinson. With me is my man, Phil Jones. Today we have a special guest for you. I'm sorry, I just cut you off. Go ahead, tell him hello, smile, show him the teeth, a little pearly.
Hello. You see how he bullies me? I get tired of this.
That's because you got no waves with all that hair on the top of your head.
You know what? What more do you want from me?
Perfection. But we have a special guest. We have the host of the Damon and Ratto Show from KGMZ 95.7 The Game in San Francisco. We have the one, the only Damon Bruce.
Phil,
Damon,
dude, I like your open. Nice open there. Good graphics work. Good job, fellas. How you doing?
How you doing?
We're doing great. So we got 20 good minutes for you. So let's get right into it. What's going on with Nick Saban and Jimbo Fisher?
It's a little spicy, isn't it? I mean, normally you got a long and storied tradition about SEC programs trying to take each other down, but they at least used covert methods or under the radar methods. You got basically the Hatfields and McCoys now emptying shotguns on each other from the front porch. I mean, that thing got real personal, and you can tell that Nick kind of feels the power slipping away through his fingers like grains of sand, and he's worried. You don't say things about that unless you're worried. And Jimbo Fisher comes back and says, "You don't talk like that about us. We're getting real serious about football and name, image, and likeness over here. So welcome to your new world, Nick Saban. Plus, I used to be an assistant on your team, and I got dirt on you, to my eyeballs," is what he basically said. And that got spicy.
Oh, it certainly did. And the way at the end of it, I was like, wait a minute, did Jimbo Fisher just say it was on site? I'm pretty sure he said it was on site.
I mean, Jimbo chose violence, man. I'm just saying. I was like, hold on. It's too early for this.
The only thing I know is that the price point of that next Texas A&M Alabama game just went up. That thing's gonna be a war.
Oh man, nobody's calling off the dogs in that one. That's gonna be must-see TV right there.
I'm gonna have to take a trip down there to see that game.
I'll tell you what, it's smart too. It's smart business too for Jimbo Fisher to, number one, you don't let anybody bully you, not even the biggest football bully in the room. But he also knows Texas is joining this league in a year from now, and he wants to make sure that any concept of the state of Texas having a rivalry with Alabama starts with Texas A&M. So it's smart long-term business, and you have to think about not the game of checkers, but the game of chess that's also being played here for those name, image, and likeness dollars, because name, image, and likeness is going to go to the highest, to the highest profile teams in the highest profile conference, and Jimbo Fisher's trying to make sure that Texas A&M is the biggest high-profile Texas entity in the SEC.
I know, without a doubt.
Can't say anything else.
It is great business for that. Sad part is they're still not going to be able to compete with USC.
There it is. Shots fired.
But all right, well, we've covered that a little bit, or at least all we're going to say here. That was just wild to me. I don't think I've ever seen somebody come out be that forthcoming with the heat.
Well, here's the thing. So, I do the radio show in San Francisco, and obviously it's going to be 95% Golden State Warriors today, with it being game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. I am going to reserve that other 5% to play some of that Nick Saban, Jimbo Fisher sound. So your journalistic instincts are correct. There is a big story happening there. That was an abnormal exchange between two coaches in the same conference. And we're going to be talking about that today soon. So, you're right. It's a big story. It had my attention yesterday on a day where I was busy getting pulled in a million different directions. I stopped to watch that back and forth. And I normally don't watch coaches having a dick measuring contest with each other, but I did. That one got my attention.
I was glad I watched that one. I was like, whoo, whoo, whoo. But let's move on to the Eastern Conference Final game, game 2. It definitely wasn't the first game, that's for sure. I expected Boston to come back and win. I didn't expect Miami to be that flat.
Well, I mean, look, it feels like this is the ultimate make or miss NBA Finals because everyone here can play a little bit of defense, the Dallas Mavericks included. So if you go into anybody's gym and you shoot 50-50-90 splits, and I mean, let's face it, 50-40-90 is the holy grail. 50% from twos, 40% from threes, 90% from the free throw line. Last night, Boston was 50-50-90. They knocked down 23s. I'm telling you right now, the Celtics aren't going to be losing any game this year in which they hit 23s. The only way they might lose that game is if they meet the Warriors in the finals and the Warriors knock down 22. I mean, that is an absurd 3-point success rate for any team to have. Shooting 43. I mean, they shot 50% on 40 of their threes. The way that they play defense, they're going to win 99% of the time when they do that. So in the ultimate make or miss league, in the ultimate make or miss Eastern and Western Conference Finals is what we're looking at right now. Like, I don't want to boil the NBA down to just it's a 3-point shooting contest, but that's kind of what it is from here on out. If you assume the teams do their thing elsewhere. So it's, Boston's going to be tough to beat.
I mean, if they go cold in the fourth quarter like they did a couple of games against Milwaukee, then if I'm Miami, you got to find every opportunity to take advantage of that. And I felt that was one of the things going back to that Milwaukee series. I think it was one of the games they lost. I was like, hold up, why are you not taking advantage of this moment? You need to hit every shot. If you're driving inside the paint, take it. But if they're missing shots, you should not be just standing there like, okay, we're just going to just be lackadaisical.
Well, that's what really surprised me about Warriors-Mavericks game one, the way that Dallas overly fell in love with the three. I mean, they just, on a night it's not falling, go do something else. Have your point guard, who is the size of Karl Malone, start posting dudes up on the low block. Like, there's got to be a plan B other than let the three fly when it's not flying. And it didn't feel like Miami had that plan, and it didn't feel like Dallas had that plan. So they got overwhelmed.
And with Dallas, I feel like they got a little bit more big. They got a few more big men than the Warriors. I'm just like,
everybody does.
Go in, like, I mean, the one guy they have. Why are you not going in and attacking? You don't try to play. Well, if you can do that, I can do that. No, just do what you're good at. If you know you can work inside, attack inside the paint. Once you do that, once you have that established, they can't stop that, and they're going to try to work inside. Then you go to the outside jumper.
I think tonight's going to be fascinating.
I hope it goes down to the wire. I want it juicy. I want it right there where you're just like, oh, it's coming down to fourth quarter. We got about 45 seconds left. Phil over here sweating bullets like, Lord, please, Jesus, I won't have that drink tonight. Let me have my Warriors win and go 2-0.
Look, there is nothing better than tight NBA playoff basketball with consequences. It's as good as sports TV gets. It really is. So I agree with you, man. That's what I want. I want this to be a competitive and fun series. I walked into this NBA's version of its Final Four thinking that it was about as wide open as I had seen it. And I hope I'm not wrong about that. I don't want it to just be a waltz to the finals for anybody. And I think that everyone's got enough talent out here to make sure that that doesn't happen. And that brings us to tonight in game two, where, look, the Dallas Mavericks haven't advanced one playoff round without losing game one this year. They did it against Utah. They did it against Phoenix. They were down 0-2 against Phoenix. What the Dallas Mavericks might be best at, just from the proof that we've seen in this playoffs, is the off-loss adjustments that they make. What does Jason Kidd do tonight to batten down some hatches, to correct what he saw didn't work very well in game one? I mean, they got to get more out of Dorian Finney-Smith, who I think had 5 points in game one. He was terrible. They got to look to get him loose. They got to get Brunson loose. And without that, it's Luka all by himself. So the adjustments that the Mavericks make tonight are going to go a long way in determining whether we're looking at, Warriors in 5 or, the big series that you're talking about, Phil. Phil 1 and Phil 2. Phils.
We get Jones and Robinson.
I'll be real. I think if Bronson is able to get going tonight, I think that's going to be the help. With Finney Smith, I've been seeing inconsistency out of him, even going back to the Phoenix series. So it's hit or miss. Now, the one thing I would pay attention to that a lot of guys, I don't know if they're paying attention to him out there, Powell. Powell's been emerging as that guy inside the paint, getting the easy basket, easy rebounds. But I'm like, man, I feel like you can do a little bit more. I feel like you're just doing the bare minimum for Dallas.
I think you got to give a little credit there to Andrew Wiggins, who's peeling off.
That's all I was getting ready to go to. I was like, dear God, he's like, it feels like, hold on, where's this Andrew Wiggins that we needed like years ago?
And I think Kevon Looney is absolutely taken this last few rounds of the playoffs and just changed what everybody thinks of him. Kevon Looney has gone from, the guy you expected to be there to now the guy you really appreciate and want there in those big moments. He is the ultimate garbage man for the Golden State Warriors. He's not interested in a single shot that isn't a bunny layup or a putback dunk. He is not out there taking elbow jumpers. He just rebound, defend, and clean up the scraps. And he is perfect for it. It's a free agent year for him. The Warriors did him a favor by letting him start all 82. And I hope that doesn't, take his value to a place where the Warriors don't want to meet it. Because remember, whatever Kevon costs on paper, it's 5 times that basically through the tax, or 3-4 times, whatever. It's a lot of money to keep anyone around with the Golden State Warriors. But that is Steve Kerr's prize pupil. I mean, that's Steve Kerr's first draft pick. I mean, it really is. So, he's on full scholarship from now on with Warriors fans. And we were talking about statues one day. Kevon gets a place in it. He does. In the ensemble statue. Like, he doesn't get the individual statue, but he's in the ensemble.
No, for sure. When you tell a story about the 2021-22 Warriors, you can't say it without Kevon Looney. I mean, Wiseman was supposed to be his replacement, but Looney's been out there killing it. And like you said, in game 1, it was just like, wow, where would this team be without Kevon Looney? And how many times have you ever heard yourself say that?
Yeah, it's funny when you look at a Memphis Grizzlies team that's scaring you a little bit, and then you put the cigarette out in their forehead by pulling down 70 rebounds. I mean, 70 rebounds in a basketball game is like an entire galaxy of rebounds. So he was fantastic. 22, he split them evenly, 11 and 11 offensive and defensive. So Loon has just been fantastic. And everyone, and rightfully so, everyone is talking about how Andrew Wiggins has done this great job on Luka. And he has. I mean, watching Andrew Wiggins clap his hands and picking up Luka from like 3/4 court, that's awesome. I mean, it's great to see it, and it jumps out of your TV. It's really noticeable. When he's not on Luka, he's shutting down Dwight Powell. He's shutting down Dorian Finney-Smith. And that's where Wiggins has just been fantastic too. So Warriors got 2 good guys that demand no attention, that are just egoless in terms of front court players. They let the big 3 get theirs. This is about Steph, Clay, and Draymond. But the way that Wiggins and Looney just fit perfectly with them, it's why they are where they are right now.
So how do you feel about Draymond and his shot selection? Because I feel like sometimes when he's pulling up and looking to be a playmaker and dish the ball out to somebody else, he's actually slowing down the offense, taking them out of rhythm, and missing an opportunity to score and get an easy basket so that he forces defenses to play him honestly.
I think that there is merit in the missed 3-point shot from Draymond. And I'm not trying to make excuses.
Absolutely.
I'm not trying to make excuses for the guy not knocking down his shots. But like you just said, you got to keep defenses honest. And if they can sag off where they're playing 5-on-4 defense against the rest of the Warriors, and you got Draymond just picking up his dribble with no one around him and, pirouetting around a pivot foot looking to make a pass, that's not nearly as dangerous as him taking a dribble, coming up into the lane, trying to go to the rim, or taking a wide open three. It just, even though that play might stop that possession, it sets up possessions down the road in the game. So I've been really impressed with Draymond the last couple of games. I thought he's been fantastic since the closeout game against Memphis. And Draymond always runs hot or cold with the fan base. Like, you can either see him playing well, or it's one of those, come on, Draymond games. We've been seeing him play really, really well lately. And again, another huge reason why the Warriors are where they are. When he plays great, they become almost unbeatable. I mean, that's how important he is. I mean, we know what everyone else does, and when he also does it, they're a real tough out. So hopefully he does it again tonight. Going up 2-0 in this series would just be heaven sent for the Warriors, because they're going to run into a buzzsaw back in Dallas. That place is going to be a loud, angry, nasty gym. You go split that, and my God, you could close this sucker out in 5. I mean, that could happen if you take care of business tonight. You got to just hold your dance. Just hold suit.
Got a good point right there, yeah. But either way, I know tonight I'm going to get what I want, Phil. I'm going to get this right down to the wire. And Charles is just going to be looking at it like, man.
Who's the ref tonight? Who's the officiating crew, Damon? Do you know?
What do we got tonight? I bet you Kawakami's already tweeted out who it's going to be tonight. I don't know. I haven't looked at it yet. Ray Ratto is, the official tracker of the afternoon show. But I don't even know who's got the game tonight.
I think more that'll probably be more of a factor than a lot of things, because I've seen some terrible officiating, and I've seen some instances where they let him play a little too aggressively.
Yeah, you're like, no one wants a poorly officiated game, but you're gonna get them. So you got to play through them. And there's never been a poorly officiated Warriors game that I've seen where that is the only reason why they lost that game. No. I don't see that. I mean, they are the team that goes about beating themselves. And I know that turnovers are kind of baked into the pie that they serve. It's just who they are and how they play, and they've had great success with it. If you like the Warriors with a few turnovers, imagine how much you'd like them with even less. They don't need it to be perfect, but good Lord, if they could just cut down on 5 a night, that's 5 more shots they're getting. And that's just a harder team to beat, So you want to see them clean that up, but that is usually where they lose a game. The Warriors aren't being kept out of the win column, usually by officiating. It's them stepping on their own dicks with turnovers and then missing too many shots. They are the ultimate make-or-miss team. Ultimate. If they're on their game, it really doesn't matter how many self-inflicted wounds they create for themselves. They're knocking down shots. They're going to win that game 8 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
But definitely that turnover. I
remember when I started counting them, it had got that bad. I was like, dear God, 1, 6, 7, 8. We got all the way up to 17. Like, God,
what's that? What's that video of the Asian guy? He's saying like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I was like, yo, y'all really turning the ball over like this?
And it felt like didn't it feel like in that one game that all of them happened in like an 8-minute stretch?
I think it was the Memphis series. Yeah, I was
Memphis series. It was just like, God, what is it? I think I counted them out. I was like, 1, 2. We started with like 6. Now
I got your who's officiating update right here. Tonight's officials are Kane Fitzgerald, Eric Lewis, and Ben Taylor. So there you go. Those are your officials tonight. No Scott Foster to worry about.
Ooh, no Tony Brothers.
No Tony Brothers. Tony doesn't like Draymond.
I couldn't tell. Oh my goodness,
Hey, so I know you guys are huge Raiders fans. What's this news about Devontae Adams' cousin or something? Did you just hear this?
Yeah, he was shot and killed, and
Palo Alto Park, and
Yeah.
sadly, it was
East
a park
Palo Alto,
that-
EPA, man. Dude, that's terrible. That's awful. You got to figure part of the reason why he's coming back out west is to spend
Be close to the family and whatnot.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh man, that really, really hurt. I mean, it hurt. You don't want to reduce this to what it's going to do to a football team, but we talk sports for a living.
Yeah,
that's right. Got to take a guy from about as happy as a place that he's ever been professionally to as low of a place as you can get personally. And I feel terrible for him. And that's awful news, man. It really is.
Nah, yeah, it's gut wrenching. It's because once you get in that phone call, you're in disbelief, and then you just sitting there. And I get it. I've been there where it's like everything around you, it's like time just freezes, and you're just trying to comprehend exactly what is going on. And all I can just say is just, I'm keeping prayers with him and his family. That's you can really do. But I hate anybody going through that.
It is. It's just terrible, and not. I mean, what can we say about it other than, I hope his family is able to rally around him and that they're able to find some peace together.
Yeah.
To change the subject, look at that picture of Shonuff behind you. I love that little last.
Yeah.
You leaned over to have a sneeze, and there I am with the glow.
Oh, you want the glow?
Of the glow.
He said he wanted the glow.
Dude, when I was a kid, when did The Last Dragon come out? Like
1980, 87?
Yeah, like I was 13, 14, 15 years old. Like right when that came out, man, that was it. That was the coolest movie I'd ever seen. I thought Vanity was the hottest chick I had ever seen in my life. Right. I love that movie.
Oh, it was the greatest.
I mean, I'm surprised you haven't dressed up like for Halloween, Phil.
I'll say this, that Shonuff was probably the first movie where I really wanted the bad guy to win. Where I was like, he comes in with the whole entourage. Who the baddest? Who the meanest? Who the prettiest?
Who the master?
Kiss my Converse. I was like, get him.
I was like, hold up. He said, what? Kiss your what?
Whoop his ass.
You got to like a guy walking around Bedford-Stuy, by the way, with shoulder pads on. Just rocking shoulder pads. I'm here with shoulder pads. I don't take them off. I'm expecting blindside hits from wherever I go. It was solid.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah, that was a good movie. Oh, man.
So tell me a story about your Niners since I got you here.
Right.
My Niners? I'm not a Niner. I cover this team, baby. I look at it this way. I was at a charity event last night, and Fred Warner was there, and Justin School, who's rehabbing back from a knee injury, was there. A couple other guys on the defensive line, and it was cool. They're still hungry, man. I asked every single guy associated with the Niners, what the hell's going on with Debo? Nobody had an answer for me. Nobody even wanted to talk about what went wrong or what might have set this whole thing off, but everyone agreed that there's enough money out there to solve this problem too. That's the way it goes in professional sports. So hopefully they go ahead and get Debo Samuel happy as a clam and back into a team where, they need to put as many weapons around a young quarterback as possible. I mean, Trey Lance needs weapons.
Yeah. Okay, you just can't have Kittle and Samuels, but I know why Samuel's been like that. I know why Debo's been like that. Last Friday, Craig hit him with the brick. Come on, I had to slide it in there, God.
Golf clap. I'm just going to golf clap. We shouldn't even give you credit, but I'll golf clap it. I will.
I had to slide it in there. It was there. I was like,
It was right on the tee. You have to walk up and hit that ball.
Right? It's there, that low-hanging fruit.
So if you don't mind me asking, I mean, you say you just covered the team, but
Bears, right?
So I grew up a Bears fan. I'm an incredibly frustrated Bears fan. But, it's funny. when you get into this for a long time, you realize that you got to kind of check your fandom at the door if you want to be, if you want to be a journalist, whatever I am. But there is only one team since I've been in the Bay Area where I've taken that team into my heart and I officially care about their results. And it's the Golden State Warriors, because I'm a basketball junkie. Being an Indiana guy, my Hoosiers mean everything to me. And I see so much of Bob Knight's motion offense in the Golden State Warriors that I can't get enough of them. I mean, it's when I think we'll all agree, right? When the Warriors are playing basketball, it's as beautiful as basketball gets. The game of tic-tac-toe, the way it all looks, the Warriors play the most aesthetically beautiful brand of basketball I've ever seen, because the motion offense creates spacing and opportunities to cut that just no other offense has. I mean, Bob Knight used to say, you don't even need good players if you run a good motion offense, because the offense takes care of itself through its design. And he was right about that. He won 3 national championships with that. And I understand why NBA teams cannot sell the motion offense in most locker rooms. There's way too much talent to be running motions as far as a lot of – like, I know why Kevin Durant didn't want to be here, because he wants it to be a little bit more ball dominant around him. And look, when the Warriors had Durant and they're winning back-to-back titles, it was awesome, but it wasn't as beautiful as the first time around, and then when they even lost the second time around after the 73-win season, because they ran less motion and they went more with Durant, which of course you do when you have Kevin Durant. Like, I get it. I do. But now that he's not here, they had to go back to their fundamentals. And we've only really seen Steph, Clay, and Dre since game 1 of the Nuggets series together. I mean, everyone was hurt coming back together. As soon as one guy comes in, the one guy exits. So they've been back together for about a month and a half now. And look at how pretty it's getting again. I mean, this is. I know Ratto's going to yell at me today when I bring this up. Like, I'm giving you a little bit of my show prep right here when I'm going to compare what I'm looking at with the Warriors with Indiana. He's going to roll his eyes. He's going to roll his eyes at me. I can already feel it. But there is something to it, man. They have a system that is predicated on getting the best shot, and they wouldn't be able to run that system without having the most important guy in the system be the greatest shooter ever. I mean, for Curry needs a motion offense to get open the way that Durant doesn't. So you got Steph embracing it, you got Kerr evangelizing it, and you got the entire congregation buying into it. And that's the Warriors. It's the prettiest basketball in the world when it's functioning right. So I love it, man. That's to me, basketball is I mean, I love football. It's the currency that runs sports talk radio. I'm always going to be a baseball fan my entire life. I don't care how much they try to ruin the game. I just love it. But basketball is my shit, man. That is my favorite thing to watch on TV all the time. I love it. An NBA game on in my background, just a college game on in the background. Nothing's better. And the Warriors are 7 wins away from an NBA championship, for goodness sakes. I didn't think it was going to happen this fast. I really didn't. It's been awesome to watch.
Oh, I knew it was going to happen. I had faith in my boys, especially with everybody talking all that shit about how they were going away and they weren't going to do nothing. They were so ready to throw the dirt on the Warriors. Oh, you guys have the cheat code. You can't do it. You need Kevin. You can't do anything without Kevin. Well, Kevin's over there losing in Brooklyn, and we're on our way to the finals.
Exactly. Now, one guy's in Cancun. The other guy is the other 12 guys are in game 2. So yeah, it's been incredibly satisfying. It's been such a turbulent year. I really thought that next year was going to be the year the pieces really fit back together. I thought Clay, after a return and then an off season, would be looking more like himself. I think that they're a year ahead of schedule from yet another.
I can agree with that right there.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
here's the question I got for you. I got a couple because we can sit here and talk Warriors basketball all day. Because what I saw at the end of the Memphis game brought a tear to my eye. And one of my buddies had pointed it out to me while we were on there. I was like, wait a minute. This is a new new offensive adjustment they did. This ain't Mike Brown. He don't have this in the bag. I was like, is that the triangle? Are they out there running the triangle?
You know, they're running so much. I mean, they run so many different sets. They're just throwing the kitchen sink, both offensively and defensively, at Dallas right now. I didn't see much trying. Like, to me, maybe it's because I want to see it. Maybe it's just my eyes are telling me I'm looking at Bob Knight's offense being run in the NBA. All those little tic-tac-toe passes, those little drop passes from one side of the lane to the other because the guy's just wide open because you pulled your defender with you. Like, that to me, that's Brian Evans passing a Damon Bailey in a Hoosier uniform. That's just that like looks like the college hoops I used to watch. The triangle, again, you need someone who's a little bit more ball dominant even to run the triangle. I mean, I don't know because look, Steph can put the ball on the ground. Not a single other guy on this team can dribble. Maybe Jordan Poole. Maybe Jordan Poole. Maybe Draymond. He can straight line dribble. He's got no wiggle to him really. You don't want the ball in Wiggins' hands really coming up the court. This team has always been a catch and shoot basketball team, and I'm not saying that to disparage them. Like, if you're going to be a catch and shoot basketball team, go ahead and be one of the greatest of all time. And they decided, that's what we'll be. But they don't have the guy who can just create. Since Durant left, since Durant, I mean, seriously, Steph even off the dribble is a good luck with that. He really is. So.
Yeah, he's not. He's definitely don't have the handles that he used to, but he's getting older, and so with pairing off of that, when they started Jordan Poole and brought Steph off the bench, I thought that was the greatest thing that they could have done, and I honestly think that's the way they should continue to operate.
Well, I mean, no, Steph is not a sixth man. He starts. But what it represented was fantastic. Just a total egoless, whatever you need tonight, coach. You need me on a minute restriction, so I'm going to help you do that. I'm going to give you the first 8 minutes of the game to not even worry about the minutes ticking off my odometer. And I don't know a lot of, alpha dogs who would have done that. I really don't. The league is full of guys zealously hanging on to their starting roles. That's just not how the Warriors are built. It's not how Steph is created. He is the most egoless, bona fide superstar I think we've ever seen in this league. I mean, seriously, I don't think that's an exaggeration. He is not concerned with his own reputation in any moment. What's ridiculous, and after this, I'm sorry, guys, I do got to get going. I got to get downtown, and I got to get to my own studio. But Skip Bayless, the hot takers out there, they keep on insisting that Steph Curry still doesn't have his signature moment. He still has not hit the game winner over LeBron the way that Durant did 2 finals in a row, and Steph still doesn't have his signature moment. That pisses me off so much because all you understand is last night's game, if that's the way you're looking at it. Steph Curry's signature moment was a 5-year stretch of NBA Finals appearances. That's his signature moment. His signature moment isn't this. Steph Curry's signature moment is this. It's gargantuan. It is sustained excellence in a league that tries to stamp the concept of sustained excellence out. That is to try to reduce Curry to a shot, to a moment, is to completely misunderstand what we're doing here in the first place. And that's how so much of the national media gets it wrong. This man's professionalism over a 13-year-long now, 14, whatever he is, whatever year this guy's in now, career, that's the moment. Look at the sustained excellence. That's
I 100% agree with you. I get tired of hearing him, Nick Wright, talking about, well, he never did this. I'm like, hold on. The man's presence on the court, you know, if you don't tee up on him, if you don't D up on him or any of that, you're screwed. Doesn't matter if he's got to hit the game winner. You know why he probably doesn't have to hit the game winner? I don't know, because he's hitting threes nonstop over and over and over and over, and he's already ahead of you, and you're playing catch up. So everybody tries to jump and use this whole narrative. Well, you don't have that many game winners. You don't have that many game winners. You know why? Because my ass is in the lead, and you're behind.
There aren't a lot of game winners when you got game enders in the middle of the third quarter.
Yes.
You know, he doesn't. He's not out there for crunch time because the guy eliminated crunch time in the third.
Yep. Yes. I'm gonna be real. Sometimes it seems like the second quarter. That's why I be like, damn, just throwing the damn towel.
That's when the Warriors really were at their peak. Oh man, I'll tell you this: the titles, everything. The greatest moment of Warriors basketball, I think, in this entire run was the 24-0 stretch that opened the year that, you know, Cavs came back down from 3-1. Like, I know the Cavs won the title, but that 24-0 run that opened the year, do you know how awesome you have to be to go 24-0 the year after you've won a title? Like, that's a level of hungry that you don't get in a regular season. That was awesome. Guys, this was awesome. Thank you so much for having. I wish we had a little bit more time, but I got to run downtown to do my own show. It was a pleasure being on your guys' show. Let's do this again sometime. Thanks for having me.
Definitely, man. Yes, sir. You take care.
Take care, guys. Be good. Right. Show up.
Go Dubs. Ladies and gentlemen, Damon Bruce of KGMZ 95.7 The Game FM. So he's a Warrior fan. He's a basketball fan, a purist.
I was hoping he was going to slide in and say he's a Raiders fan.
No. He's an Indiana guy.
I know. Well, you know, Indiana, Chicago area, you know, ain't close by. So.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But that brings us to our business. We get back to
the
Raiders. Jordan
right over there. Let's go and talk about these Raiders. First things first. Oh, we're gonna get Ndamukong Suh, you guys. No.
He's wearing a Paris shirt.
You remember he was standing next to Charles Barkley when the Raiders started shirt. Yo, he was sporting the hat and all that, man. No. Suh, no. No Suh. No Suh for you.
No.
Like I said, what was it, like early in the week? I said, why are we going to pay a 35-year-old man?
35. I don't think he's 35 yet. But
no, he's 35. He is, trust me.
He is 30. He is. Okay.
I hadn't found your information. I can find his.
Said, I'm not hard to find. I don't hide.
I mean, I know when you last ate your sandwich. But the whole thing is this. Why invest probably two? I mean, you're probably looking at probably giving them about $4 or $5 million right there. And I could be using for somebody else. I can be using some of that money for Renfro. I could be trying to get, you know what, take that back. I could be getting Darren Waller squared away where I don't have to worry about shit going into the following year. And then I can work, I don't know, maybe I can add a little franchise tag on Hunter Renfro or go in and start focusing on him next. So my whole thing is, fuck trying to pay all these old guys and shit. You got a good set of young guys that can get the job done right now on that roster. You don't need to add, we got to add this big name player. Why are we adding him? Well, because, you know, he used to be a beast about 5 years ago, but, you know, it's the name, bruh. I'm not going to add that shit. I get tired of that shit. And this is why we were in this fucking hole when we were in the Gruden era.
Living in the past versus looking towards the future.
That's everybody's problem. Everybody wants to sit right here. We going back to
we don't want to sit right here. We want to go back there.
Oh, we want to go back to.
We want to go back there.
Back to. I don't know. We're not even going back to reality because you motherfuckers want to go back in time like you fucking time lords and shit. Tired of that shit.
Richard Seymour came to the Raiders, gave us some decent years, but even in his decent years that he gave us, it wasn't
that great. It wasn't enough.
No.
I mean, shout out to someone knocking the shit out of Ben Roethlisberger, but you know. But my whole thing is, if you're investing in your youth, your young players, this new this new regime, this new staff that is coming in, we don't bring up Sapp. We don't talk about him no more. When you bring in this new regime, we ain't talking about that. We focus on the youth here. These guys are going to develop them to where they can be the best of the best of the best. Everybody's saying, well, he's not good enough. Well, you know, why are we going to go with somebody that we've never heard of? Motherfucker, if you really, that's how some of these guys that you guys are slurping and drooling over, talking about, oh, I want J.C. Jackson. Nobody didn't know who J.C. Jackson was.
Nope.
Nobody didn't know who Josh Norman was until, Josh Norman, the guy that got his ass beat by Cam Newton. I can go down the name a list of guys that you never fucking heard of before back in the beginning until they finally were getting developed the proper way and being set on the right path. Because at the end of it all depends on the staff, your scouts, on how they know how to work with these guys, putting these guys in the position to where they can have success. That was the problem with the Raiders the last 4 years. Paul Gunther and that damn defense. I'm going to put this guy, okay, hear me out. We're going to put this guy, a D tackle, as an outside linebacker. I'm going to make Jonathan Hankins, hear me out, drop back and coverage. The day I saw that shit, I wanted to beat that man's ass myself.
Well, in Paul Gunther's defense, didn't Carl Nassib pull an interception down when he did it?
I said D tackle. I ain't say DN. And the thing about it, Nassib used to play linebacker. So, there's two different things right there. So, the point is what I'm getting at.
He had a real nose for the ball.
The point is what I'm putting at is this. I want the guys that can do the things that they've been doing their entire life to continue to do that. I know a lot of folks are still whining about, well, we don't have any top tier names, top tier this or that. We missed on this and that guy in the draft.
Give it a minute. Give it a season, maybe even two.
And I'm going to put it like this. As I recall, this was considered arguably one of the worst draft classes. And I'm not trying to put any of these guys down. I want the best from any of these guys, whoever they're going to, whoever they're playing for. I want them to have success where everybody eats crow. But the thing of it is, if that's being said, then our team they played it safe. They were doing the right thing. They were getting guys, okay, what was the one problem we were having? We were struggling to stop the run, struggling to get an inside push. What did we do? Get D tackles.
Get big D tackles.
And to be honest, we managed to get some good name D tackles from LSU or Tennessee. When you look at your O-line, you got an O-lineman that you bring in from Ohio State offensive line from the 7th round, or you get a guy in Parham in the 3rd round that can play right tackle, right guard, left guard, and center. But mainly he's going to be your guard. where I'm getting at is we're getting guys that can get the shit done.
Done. And not only that, but I could take it back to my favorite phrase, and I say it in every show: ascending young talent. I'm gonna keep saying it
Say that
till
one
it
more
gets
again. Say that one more again for the deaf old lady in the back.
Ascending young talent. I'm gonna keep saying it till it gets drilled into your fucking skulls. Said you're not looking for old washed up dudes who are looking to get a paycheck or who are looking to get one more championship ring on their way out to the great green pastures above. You're looking for guys who are hungry, guys who who are starving, not hungry, starving, who are going out there doing their job, who are specialty players. And what I mean by specialty players is you don't have everybody says, oh, we want versatility. We want versatility, this, that. I don't want that shit. Because when you got one guy who's super versatile and can do everything, if something happens to that guy, you're screwed.
Yep.
And when you have specialty, because football is a game of inches and a game of 11 specialty positions on the field on either side of the ball. That's why they have 11 players, because all 11 players are supposed to do something different.
But the main battle is in the trenches. And that was the one thing we were bitching and complaining about. Raiders O-line is this. Raiders D-line is this. I mean, don't get me wrong, the pass rush was good, but what's the one thing that's always been tearing our asses up? I mean, gashing us. We giving up about 150 of this, 140 of this. The run defense.
Tall sweeps and cutbacks. The cutbacks against Bradley's defense was enough to drive a man to drink. And you could just sit there and watch it happen.
You might want that. You might want some booger sugar just to get that out your mind, bro. Man,
I don't think that would help.
I think the booger sugar might have helped. Right. But you look at what we brought in. It was majority D-line, O-line. And to be honest, Ziegler and McDaniels, I don't think they're still satisfied with the guys that were on the roster. Basically, 2020 class is basically gone. Now, they're giving consideration to the class of 2021 that's there. Oh, shit, you talking about drink Mad Dog 2020. Don't do that shit, bro. Don't do what I did. Yeah, I was in the multiverse of madness, bro.
He's going to be over there chugging with Jimmy.
Hey, bro, no. Mad Dog 2020 sent me to the multiverse of madness. I was like, duh, yeah.
You need to fuck with that top of the line wine, Carlo Rossi.
But the thing, look, I really do think somebody else is going to get traded. I mean, we look at Brian Edwards. He got traded off last Friday. I still don't believe they want to hold on to anybody from 2019. I don't believe they really want to hold on to Abram, even though we're hearing that Abram is getting some work at linebacker. I don't think they want to hold on to Cleveland Farrell, even though he's getting some work at outside linebacker, that's been said. Maybe they're just putting that out there where we can all just see, like, okay, they can play. Farrell can play DN, D tackle, and a little bit outside linebacker. It's more plausible for you to make that trade. Like, okay, we can at least get something out of you now because he can play 3 different positions. You look at Abram coming in being a nickel linebacker in certain packages where most of the teams, they usually have like a guy like him come in, play linebacker, and, have him come off the edge as, your safety in certain defenses. So, I mean, you could be using him as that, as a front. To be honest, I'm going to be real here. I think Foster Moreau might get traded. I think Foster Moreau, I'm going to say this, nobody's safe if you're coming from that Gruden regime.
Nobody.
I'm going to be real. I think Foster Moreau is up to being traded. You know why? We got currently there are a total of 7 tight ends on that roster right now. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 tight ends, man. Somebody, I mean, yeah, we ain't keeping all them damn tight ends, clearly, but you don't bring in that many if something's bothering you in that unit. And I go back and I went and looked at the film. There are a ton of plays, a ton of drives where I look at Foster Moreau struggling at tight end on run blocking, pulling, getting knocked on his ass. When you look at him in the receiving game, it was fair, but then you're fumbling the ball. I mean, there was no excuse. That Chiefs game, when he fumbled that ball, it just took the tone out of the offense. It went flat.
Just
the fact that you had to look at Derek Carrier. So I'm just saying. I think they might say, "Hey, you know,
is he gone yet?
Experience."
He gone yet? We still got Carrier?
No, he gone. He been gone.
He gone.
But I'm saying,
because anytime you get replaced for Derek Carrier, you know that you are playing like straight basura. And you brought up his blocking and all of the times he got pushed back into the running back, the times that he just flat out whiffed and missed the block that would have sealed the edge and broke Josh Jacobs free to get that 25, 28-yard run that he's known for. And I like Foster, don't get me wrong. I like his hands. I like what he could do, but you got to do it. I can't like you because I think you have potential and you don't show it. You got to make it happen. And I want everybody to know is that this coaching staff is not selling out just to make the wild card. This coaching staff does not consider making the playoffs a successful season. This coaching staff doesn't consider winning the division as a successful season. It is a step in the process, but this coaching staff does not see anything but complete and absolute total victory in the Super Bowl, raising the Lombardi Trophy as a successful season, and they've done it more than anybody else.
You're absolutely right, bro, because I'm telling you this, if you know you have everything in front of you, you got a quarterback, you got running backs, you got wide receivers, and you got arguably one of the best tight ends. You got one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. So
the best. Everybody will tell you he's the best.
If you got all of that right in front of your offense, there's no excuse. We should be saying this. Everybody should be ranked in the top 5. Everybody. Even your grandma. Everybody. There shouldn't be no excuse. Defense, we saw what these guys that we currently have on that defense. You saw what Max Crosby can do. You already know what Chandler Jones can do. You look at the performance that Anthony Averett had. You look at what Nate Hobbs can do. Trayvon Moore can do. So I'm saying you add those pieces, and you saw what Denzel Perryman was doing. He looked he looked like old Denzel Perryman from Miami, and then when he had his first year with the Chargers. So what I'm saying here is there are a lot of pieces on this team. It's not missing pieces.
Pedro!
These are pieces that are already filled in where it's like, hey, you got to the wild card. You came up about what? A score short because somebody was second guessing and hesitant, but that's in the past. This is now.
Don't worry about it.
we should be building off of that. Not negative, positive.
And I want to circle back real quick, and just so everybody really gets an understanding of the difference in coaching. There's a report out that in New England, they are horrified of what's going on with the offense. I don't know if anybody.
Sir.
We'll sit this one out. I'm gonna get back to you in just a hot minute. Because anytime Matt Patricia is coaching anything prominent on your football team, you have a problem. And when you go from Carmen Brasillo to Matt Patricia coaching your offensive line, when your offensive coordinator is who? We don't even know. We don't even know who your offensive coordinator is. I think it's Joe Judge. It's gonna be a bad year for Mac Jones. It's gonna be a bad year for Mac Jones because why, Phil?
Hey, look, all I'm just gonna say is this. All them players heard that Patricia was helping out with he's joining the offensive side of the ball. They're like, hold up, what? Because you know damn well he ain't handling defense because that's Mayo's job. Mayo like, get the fuck out of here, bruh. So everybody on offense seeing Matt Patricia walk in the room that day, they're like,
no! This is not how this was supposed to go.
It sure wasn't.
Boy, they were freaking out. They were like, yo, what the fuck? Hey, yo, why you in there, bro? He was like, yo. I'm here. You guys. Coach. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the greatest coach you'll ever have. We do things my way around here because I'm smarter than you and I'm better than you. And you know what? Trent Brown? I don't care how many Pro Bowls you made. You're not good.
I'm doing the Matt Patricia right now, bro. That man always got a damn pencil in his beard, bro. I'm like, what the fuck?
Hey, what'll be even funnier is when he starts bringing up the shit that we used to do on the Patriots while he's coaching the Patriots.
Like, I'm like, bro, why are you caressing your beard, talking about you gonna do this and that with a pencil stuck in between your beard?
Well, you know, Matt Patricia's like the white Hugh Jackson.
Don't stop. Do not.
At Cleveland.
Don't
at
no
Cleveland,
no.
At Cleveland.
At
Cleveland.
Nah.
At Cleveland. Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Wait. I know there's somebody much worse. Hold on. Shit.
Reaching back. See, it's taking too long for you to go. You gotta have that ready to go. I told you. Oh my goodness.
Damn.
So Matt Patricia's problem is that he's a guy nobody likes and respects.
He ran every player out of what was it? Robinson, Deshaun Robinson, D tackle. Man was happy to get out of Detroit. He was like, freedom, give us free. Man, look. Man was happy, and you see how that turned out. Man got a Super Bowl. Look, bro, I'm just saying, man. Anybody want to play on the Matt Patricia? I'm like, the problem is his head too big, but it's really small. You really trying to act like you Belichick. You trying to dress like a heavy D version of Belichick.
All bark and no bite.
And you look musty when you do that shit. musty. He ain't the Patriot, Carlos. He's not the Patriots way. He's the musty way, bruh. He said Matt Patricia, the white Josh McDaniels. Shut the fuck up.
I just can't repeat that stuff sometimes.
You know, seriously, I just be like, and the other thing about it, you know, we were discussing it before the show. You see right there, they need Josh McDaniels. Because that was Josh McDaniels' offense, bro.
But Bill Belichick is running the show out there, bro. All they need is Bill. Bill does everything. Bill regulates how much urine they piss out when they go to the bathroom.
That's what they all say. That's all they all say. But you know what?
So Bill has lost almost all of his people, and when I say all of his people, I mean the only ones that I won't trash the guys that he has on his defense, because the guys that he has on his defense are the same solid guys that he's been working with. But everybody else said, you look at Josh and Dave have completely raided the cabinets. And honestly, I don't know if Bill's gonna be young enough to put that back together.
I don't think he can get it done, man. I'm sorry.
I don't think he's gonna be able to put that back together. It's gonna take way too long and too much effort, and he has nothing left to prove in this league unless that's what he wants to do.
What was it? 09 that McDaniels went to coach Denver, right?
Something like that.
Or no, you know what? Yeah, because I mean he had what?
Bora and retire. Fuck, was it supposed to be a diss? Shit, sign me up.
What?
Bill needs to go to Bora Bora and retire. I said, shit, so do I.
Shit, man. Hold on. Don't leave me out, bro. Oh, yeah. Shit, he had, oh, shit, no wonder, man. This motherfucker. He had motherfucking Bill O'Brien. No wonder. That's why he was like, oh, I'm fine. Bill O'Brien. I'm fine. I can do it without him. Because notice they ain't win a Super Bowl. You notice that shit?
Mm-hmm. You're not winning.
You were winning, but you just wasn't winning the Super Bowl. But yep, still.
Oh, you who?
Yeah, you still. I think, what was it, 2012? Oh, shit. Oh.
Was that the Matt Castle year? It might have been.
Yeah, because what was it? 2013, that's when McDaniels came back. Or no. It was 2012. I think it was 2011 or 2012.
I think it was 11.
Was it 2011? I
think it was 11.
Nah, because Bill O'Brien, no, because he was with the Rams in 2011. He was the offensive coordinator there. 2011, I think what? Nah, 2011 was Brady. And that's
No,
when they
that's
lost. I
what
think they lost to that's when they lost to Baltimore, I think. No. They went to the Super Bowl, but they lost. That's when they lost to the Giants. And they were like, man, this shit ain't working with Bill O'Brien, bro.
yeah, you got to go.
They
But
said,
old Bob.
man, they said Belichick was holding a boombox outside Big Daniel's house. He was like, baby, come back. You can blame it all on me.
That's hilarious. I would pay money to see that.
Hey, bro,
Oh, no,
he had the
hey,
hoodie on when he was doing it, bro.
from what I hear, he plays a great fucking tightwad red ass in front of all the media, but fucking Belichick is supposed to be hilarious behind the scenes when nobody's around.
You know that's funny. I've heard that in Annapolis too.
Have you?
I don't need this man popping up on my doorstep. Say, what you say, Phil? Like,
Shit,
huh?
I wish
What?
he did pop open up the door and tell him, come on, let's talk some football, Bill. I want you to educate me. Because I listened to that man talk about the difference between a punt returner and a kickoff return for 30 minutes. And for that 30 minutes, I was
But
just
are you gonna bring what you gonna bring?
We're going to go with everything.
What kind of drink you gonna bring? What kind of liquor you gonna bring to the table?
Oof.
If you don't know, you ain't having that talk.
We got to get the whiskey for that one.
Okay, you on the right track.
I believe it'd probably be scotch for him, wouldn't it?
Nah.
He's a bourbon man.
Gotta know this
That's
shit.
right. Hit that like button.
Yeah, boy.
Give us all an unfiltered scoop. Hit that thumbs up. Help us hit the algorithm. We out here bringing in radio hosts, breaking down Warriors, breaking down Raiders, breaking down anything that needs to be broken down. Breaking down people about to slap each other at the SEC coaches meeting.
Hey, yo, that's what I meant to bring in. Yo, why he throw Deion? He throwing blind shots at Deion Sanders too.
He did. Deion, the biggest solid in the history of the world. And Deion understood the assignment, and he didn't even get mad. He said he was speaking directly to his boosters. He's like, look, if you want to continue to see Alabama be where we're at, y'all going to have to come out of pocket. And y'all going to have to come out of pocket a lot.
Hey, to be honest,
and they don't have the money.
If I'm doing these schedules and shit for these teams, let's go and give them a chance against a powerhouse like Alabama. Because I'm telling you this, since Deion has taken over and being a head coach at HBCU,
still not ready yet. He's getting closer.
He's getting guys, but I'm not saying now. I'm saying give it about a year or two. I think he can. I've seen what they got at Jackson State, and I believe a lot of these guys can step up and shock the world.
They could take a lot of teams, but Bama's a special one. Until they completely fall off, Bama's a special one.
I tell you this, Jackson State could be the Texas A&M.
And that's where they should start, and they should work their way up.
And damn sure LSU.
They can beat LSU. They can beat Missouri, Florida.
But you know, I'm telling you this, don't.
Millions. And millions.
Who?
What's that?
Yeah, why everybody thinking this Jordan VC guy gonna be a big hit?
Bro, I don't even think he's gonna make the 53.
Bruh, this a camp body, bruh.
Yeah. And no, he did not play with Chase Garbers. His senior year was in 2017, which was the year before Garbers got there in 2018. So no, it's not an association with Garbers. His claim to fame, and according to Pro Football Reference, his only statistic in this league is a fumble recovery.
Yeah, that's all it is.
That's it.
I mean, he's shown some good flashes in preseason, but that's it. That's it.
Beauty. Is a big body, 6'3", 221. That's a big physical presence. Honestly, that's a little bit. I think he's a little heavier than Brian Edwards.
Yo. Oh man.
Training camp. I just want to see training camp. I don't even need to see the cuts. You let me see a couple practices, and I can pretty much give you your 53.
You know, just for the fun. You know, I'm happy. This is a season where I can have fun with it. So you know, I can do my little scenarios, and you know, I can just say, well, let's do my way early prediction at the roster. And it's going to shock a lot of people. You down for that, Phil?
Sure. Why not? Let me make sure I plug in this laptop so we don't die.
I like your thinking. I like your thinking, yeah. Yes, he is. I actually do believe that. No, I'm going to do the whole entire roster. Who your starters are.
Everybody. O-line starters, D-line starters, corners, safeties, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends. What up, Raph? Sutton Smith got released. That was the corresponding move. That didn't take long.
Yeah, it was about to happen.
Yeah, in an article I wrote on running backs, I think I was last week. I figured he was already. I said it was going to be hard for him to take Jacob Johnson's position because he was well established and well versed. So we could sit here and go through that. Fuck all that, man. The question I got is does Josh Jacobs hold on to his starting spot?
Well, what can I say? Let the best running back win?
No, player, you said you got this the whole 53 way too early start.
Oh, you want it now? No. I don't want to give all the goods all in one motherfucking episode like that.
Over here teasing it like that. I mean, I thought that's where we
No. I
said if I got to sit up in a chair a little taller, take a deep breath, because I am the last dragon, motherfucker.
That is, yeah.
In a perfect world, Carlos, that's what it would be.
Give me a few talks, send a bottle of wine to somebody, and I find out whether or not that person will be starting or not. Top shelf, not that Shutter Home shit y'all niggas be drinking.
All right, keep it up, Hefe. See if I don't block this one too. Shit, you keep bringing them up. I'll keep putting them on timeout.
Mm-hmm. Cause that was a no. That was a no. That was not needed to be said.
Wow.
Yeah.
There Pedro goes again.
I'm sick of that shit. Y'all crazy.
But it was asked for free agent corners. I really don't think that they're going to pick up one of those guys. At least not the names that everybody's thinking of. Because, like I said, when you look at Raider Nation, one of the things that I've come to realize is that they all go down. They take the top 100 free agent list, and nobody deviates from that list. And you got to understand that this regime is not going to pay some old dude to come over here if he can't play, if he can't go out there and produce.
Hey, yeah. Deja vu. This is funny as shit. But when you see my new tweet that I put up here, you're gonna be like, shit. Matter of fact, it deserves that.
No, that ain't a bad location for it. Where Q's at? He over there by the.
All right, go look at my recent tweet.
I did.
What?
Said who is the master?
No. Go look at my recent. I just put up. Go look at that shit.
Mine hasn't updated, and I probably turn on the old Wi-Fi.
Turn that broke ass Wi-Fi on.
I gotta save it for the stream.
That's some funny ass shit right there.
What'd you say?
This bitch out here saying American journalists are part of the elites. They are rich. Hey, we rich? Hey, yo. Yeah. Somebody forgot to tell me I was rich.
I don't need anybody to tell me. They forgot to put the money in my bank account, so I could be. Shit.
Ain't no rich motherfucker. You got me fucked up. Shit, get that bullshit out of here. She really had that nerve to say that shit out her damn mouth. Hey, KB, she's saying us American journalists are rich. Hey, no, fuck. Hey, hold on. Hey, look,
journalists are never rich because they don't take bribes. They don't get paid.
I'm about to tag Mo. I'm like, I didn't know we were rich.
No man ever wants to hear that, Greg. Please don't ever say that again.
Hey.
Tony back. Truly Tony in the building.
Truly.
Rich in information. Rich in
bro, hey, hold on. What's my man that used to cover Miami that we know?
Clump or you talking about Antoine?
Antoine, yeah. He gonna get a kick out of this shit.
Well, you see, Mo spoke to Jones. See, he spoke to Jones. He texted Jones. Said Mo ain't had nothing to say to me. Said ain't responded to the text. Ain't responded to the DM. Didn't respond to the quote tweet. Said I'm guessing he's just happy that his account is still up and running.
Hey, bro, that is funny. That's funny as shit, bro. That's funny.
Hey, bro, you tell them second-rate, third-rate, bum-ass, teaching out the damn textbook motherfuckers how to get out there and make it happen, all right? You got to tell them, look, you should give me an A just because I'm making the needle move, whereas you over here trying to teach us to do something.
Yo, we rich. I didn't know we were rich. I didn't know we were part of the elite, bro.
Hey, I've never been rich and I've never been elite. You're just not rich. But for the cookie dough comment was just, I said, this man has no morals. No morals. The true testament to everything that's wrong in this country. We hating on cookie dough. I've eaten cookie dough in many forms, in ice cream, out the bowl.
Oh, you talking about Mo?
Yeah.
You talking about that comment he made? Talking about cookie dough is trash? Oh my gosh. I was like, what? Did he really just say that? I was like, oh my gosh.
There's nothing sacred around here anymore.
But you know what? Sharing is caring, you guys.
You become a booster, Kenneth. You become a booster.
I'm still on the part where she just really ran her mouth and said that. So hold on. How you gonna go on a news network and say that? So you actually saying that to the host? Because technically speaking, if they're writing articles and reporting, wouldn't they be
journalists too?
This motherfucker! I swear to God. Hey, bro, tell her I need my paycheck. I want my money. I want my elite money.
Don't be late.
Where my elite money, bro?
I've waited far too long.
She's saying us American journalists are rich and part of the elite. Shit. If I was elite, I wouldn't be paying taxes. Now would I?
Me, they gonna see the streams gone. It's all kinds of wildness going on here. We must really piss somebody off now.
What?
I was gonna say it looks like my shit is doing some funny things. I'll just say that.
That might be you, bro.
Might be. He said, I'll take back all my Batman slander. Bruh, I saw that. I looked that account up on Twitter. That shit had me dying.
Hey, bro, all I got to say is this. I really can't believe Mo said this. So you know what? You know how I do it, bro. When you try to slander something that everybody loves, y'all know I have a meme for each and every one of y'all. So, anyway. I'm just gonna say, Tony, I even got you. Phil, I got you as well. But Mo, I told your ass talking about the goods. You talking about cookie dough? Y'all gonna learn.
Cookie. Talking about cookie dough.
Y'all can all look at that shit.
We just go ahead on that. Talking about cookie dough.